Hello student, welcome to a new lecture and a new section. Today I will introduce you something different. Today I will discuss with you the first chapter of class 12th, which is electric charges. So let's start the video. So first of all, I want to show you some natural phenomenon that occurs in our day-to-day life. Here the picture shows that the spark or the hearing of crackle sound, okay, from the synthetic cloth and sweater. I hope you listen it. Yeah, you face this type of phenomenon in your life. And one more thing, like thunderstorm. The lightning in the sky. Similarly, when you touch the door of a car or of a bus, then you will get a shock. So all these, the day-to-day life phenomena are, you are familiar with this type of phenomena. But have you imagined that why these things occur and what are the reason behind that? So to get the answer of these all things, the factors which are responsible for this type of phenomena, let's go to the next slide. I hope you got the answer. Okay. Answer is the static charge. So behind all this phenomenon, the static charge is the responsible factor for all these phenomena. Okay, but you would think that what is static charge? What do you mean by static? What is charge? So you have a little confusion on that, like what is static? What is charge? What is these things? Okay, so to clear these things, let me clear your doubts. Static means you can say fixed, which cannot move, or you can say stable, or you can say unchanged, lacking in movement. So these are some synonyms of the static. Static means it is fixed. Okay, it is fixed. If I fix something, if I put something in my hand, so it cannot move. Okay, it means it became static. Okay, it is fixed, it cannot move, then we say it is static. Okay, then charge means it is a fundamental particle of a matter, and you can say it is a charge particle, or you can say it is the property of the matter that is responsible for all the electrical phenomena. Okay, and some examples of charge like electron, proton, these are some charge particle, okay, of the matters. Simply you can say it is the fundamental unit particle of a matter or an energy particle, okay, who is present inside the matter. So example, you may give the example like electron and proton. Then static charge gives static electricity. So what do you mean by static electricity? Let me explain what is the static electricity. Static electricity means it is an imbalance. Okay, it is an imbalance of electric charges within, in the surface of a matter. What do you mean by imbalance? Imbalance means, let me explain. Imbalance means if you take the number of positive charge and number of negative charge, look at this figure. Here in the yellow color figure, you found there are 5 positive charge and 2 negative charge. Means there is an imbalance between the positive charge and negative charge. Understand? Here the imbalance between the positive charge and negative charge. Similarly, here also you can found here you can also found an imbalance of the charges. So static electricity means simply the imbalance of the electric charge on the surface of a material. Okay, don't confuse that, don't think never that the charge always stay inside the matter. They never stay inside the matter, they always stay on the surface of the material. Understand? Charge always present on the surface of the material, not inside the material. Just remember these things. Charge never stay inside, it always present on the surface. That's why I present here the static electricity. It means it is an imbalance of the electric charge, okay, which is present in the surface of material. Understand? Then one more definition that you can say static charge means the charges can build up on the surface of an object, okay, until they find a way to movement. Matlab, they are at a static position, they are at a fixed at a position until and unless they find a way to movement. Once they find a path to move, then they can move, and then you cannot say it is static charge. Okay, so it may something different to the static charge. When they get moved, then you can say electric current. Understand? When charge move from one place to another place, then you can say it is electric current, not the static charge. Static charge means it is fixed at a position, stable at a position. When they start move, then we can say it is the electric current. So a static charge need an electric circuit to get converted into electric current. When you connect an electric circuit with a charged body, then the charge will flow from one body to another body. Understand what I am talking? Very good. So now I want to say some brief history of the charges. So charge is basically discovered by the scientist named Thales of Miletus. Miletus is a city name. Okay, and the scientist Thales belong to the city like Miletus. Okay, and that static electricity is discovered in the year of 600 BC. And Thales did an experiment like he rubbed ember with a wool. Understand? He rubbed the ember piece with a wool, and then he found that the ember and the wool, they attract little object, light object. When you put your amber near to the small paper piece, they get attract this paper piece. So he found that when he rubbed the ember with wool, after rubbing, he found that the ember and the wool, they get attract light object. Okay, and he found this is due to something. Okay, without without any responsible factor, they cannot attract anything. So there is something which help the ember or the wool to attract the light objects, and he named it as a electricity. And that the electricity name is basically come from the Greek word called electron. Understand? The electricity name is come from the Greek word called electron. It means amber. Okay, and I think you are confused with the name amber and you think that what is amber. So let me show you one picture of an amber. So this one is called the amber, and it can be found in the trees. This one is called the amber. Okay, next you can do this experiment by your comb and your hair. Just rub the comb with your hair, okay, for a few seconds. Then take your comb to near to the small paper piece. You found that your comb will attract the paper pieces. Here I shown you the figure. Okay. Then one more example that was one more experiment that was done by the scientist Thales. Like he take two glass rod and rub with silk thread. He first take two glass rod and rub with silk thread. Then he bring these two glass rod, okay, bring contact these two glass rod near to each other. He got that these two glass rod repel to each other. Understand what I am saying? First he rub the two glass rod with silk thread, and after that he bring these two glass rod, okay, come to near to each other, and he found that these two glass rod repel to each other. And again he did the same thing by taking plastic rod and the steel rod, which is given in the figure B. He repeat the same thing, but here the material is something different. A plastic rod and a silk thread. And again when he brought the plastic rod, okay, near to each other, she got the same thing, that these two plastic rod get repelled to each other. And finally he did one more experiment, like when he brought one glass rod and one plastic rod, okay, near to each other, he found that they attract to each other. Understand? In the first case he taken that two glass rod and he found that two glass rod will repel to each other. And in the second case he take two plastic rod and he again found that these two plastic rod again repel to each other. But when he take one plastic rod, one glass rod, he found they are attracted towards each other. Okay. So in this way he did so many different experiments to get the conclusion. So look at this figure, the same figure I represent here, and here I write the same thing, that when you rub two glass rod with a silk thread and bring contact to each other, they will get repelled to each other. Okay. And if you bring the close contact of wools of two pieces of silk, then they also repel to each other. But when you bring close contact of one glass rod and the wool, then they will attract to each other. Similar to the third figure, here one plastic rod and one glass rod. When I bring one plastic rod and one glass rod, they will attract to each other. Okay. Similarly, in the what I already told you, the similar things I represent here. And finally, by taking so many different experiments by different scientists, they conclude in the final case that something is there which is the responsible for these factors, and they name it as a electric charge. Understand? From that, so due to by doing so many different experiments, they got something which is a responsible factor for all this phenomenon, and he named it is electric charge. So from this they get one more conclusion, that they acquire an electric charge on rubbing. When you rub amber or wool, silk with glass rod, they will acquire some amount of charge. So we can say by rubbing two things, we can make them charged body. Understand? And one more experiment, here I represent that experiment with peach ball. A peach ball is hangs vertically by a thread. Just hang a peach ball, okay, vertically by a thread, and bring a charged plastic rod. First rub the rod with a woolen cloth, then it will get charged, and then this charged rod, after charging this rod, bring this charged rod near to the peach ball. Okay, near to the peach ball, I will show you. Okay, here just look at this figure. First make the rod charged and then then bring this charged rod with contact to the pitch ball. After getting contact with the pitch ball acquired the charge. Okay, these two pitch ball get acquired charge, and after that when you take the rod, the two pitch ball get repelled to each other because they got the same charge from the rod. That's why they will repel to each other. And again, when you do the same with a ebonite rod, when you rub an ebonite rod with a foil, and after that when you bring that ebonite rod near to the pitch ball, you found that pitch ball will attract toward the ebonite rod. It means ebonite rod have something different charge and different to the pitch ball. That's why they will attract to each other. So from these two experiments we concluded two things. One thing is that when you touch a charged body with an uncharged body, the charge get transferred from a charged body to uncharged body. Okay. Next thing that like charges will get repelled to each other, but unlike charges always attract to each other. After all this, he named as one is positive charge and another one is negative charge. So look at this figure. Here the two pitch ball have the same charge. It may be positive or it may be negative. So as they are same, both the ball have the same charge, they get repelled to each other. But in the second case, the ebonite rod and when we bring an ebonite rod near to a pitch ball, they will attract to each other because the ebonite rod have something different charge and the ball have something different charge. So from this we get concluded that the like charges always repel and the unlike charges always attracts. Then we will discuss about the type of materials. Basically there are two types of material which basically two type of material. Look at this. One is the conductor and another one is the insulator. So to understand the type of material, conductor and insulator, I will give you one more example by which you can simply understand the concept behind the conductor and insulator. Okay, look at this picture. When I connect a plastic rod with a pitch ball by copper wire, we got a sign of charging of a pitch ball. When we connect the plastic rod with pitch ball, we found that the charge will transfer from plastic rod to pitch ball. If we connect these two things by a copper wire, but if we do same thing, but we connect the pitch ball and the plastic rod with a nylon or rubber wire, then we found that there is no transfer of charge occurs. So from these two experiments we got a conclusion that the copper has a property and the ability to transfer electron, transfer charge, but the nylon or the rubber, these type of material like nylon and rubber, they have no ability to transfer charge particle. So from these two basic experiment, we can say that the conductor means that material which have an ability to transfer charge. We simply say it is conductor. Otherwise, the material which have not any ability to transfer the charge, we can say it is an insulator. So basically there are two type of material we found in our day-to-day life, like copper, iron and gold. These all are called conductor, and these all have a property to transfer the charge. But like nylon, rubber, wood, these are called insulator. They will not transfer electricity. So next thing I want to discuss with you the charging method. So there are different type of method which help you to charge an uncharged body. Okay. So one is the induction method. Induction method means, by induction method you can charge an uncharged body by, look at this figure. This one is called neutral body. Neutral body means in the body, if the body have same number of positive charge and same number of negative charge, then we say it is electrically neutral body. They cannot they are not charged body. Okay, charged body means what? I already told you that static electricity means it is an imbalance. If the body has imbalance of charge, then you say it is a charged body. If the number of positive charge is more than the negative charge, then we say it is positive charge body. If the negative charge is more than the positive charge, then we say it is negative charge body. But if the number of positive charge and negative charge is same, then we say it is a neutral body, means it have no charge. So by using the method of induction, let me explain. First, in the figure A, there are two uncharged body, A and B, are placed with contact with each other. Okay. And we bring a charged body, like this one is a charged body, near to the material A and B. Okay, without touching, don't touch this charged body with uncharged body. This is known as the induction. Induction means without touching the uncharged with charged body. If we charge a uncharged body without touching the charged body, then we say it is by the method of induction. So don't get connect the charged body with uncharged body. Simply place your charged body near to the uncharged body. Okay, you found that the charge at the A, you will got the same charge in the B, which is far away from the charging rod. Understand? When you bring close a uncharged body to a charged body, you found that the charge will created in the uncharged body due to the charged body. The same charge will created at the material which is away from the charged body, and the opposite charge will created at the material which is near to the charged body. The charged body help to create the same charge that it contain at the far body, the body at B, but that opposite charge will created at A. Why this happens? Because opposite charge will attract and same charge will repel. That's why it will, the charged body create an opposite charge near to it, and it create same charge at the far object. So after that, when they get charged to uncharged body, just separate these two bodies, and you found the body, A1, body 1 and body B get charged. Body A get negative charge and body B get positive charge. Okay, and when you again put these two body to contact, near to each other, they get attracted because one is negative charge and one is positive charge. Okay, and finally when we separate these two body with a distance, then we got two charged body. Understand? So this whole is by the method of induction. Method of induction means without touching the charged body to the uncharged body. Without without touching the uncharged body with charged body, we get the charged body. Okay, here the same picture I put one more picture that A and B are on charged body. I bring a positive charge, okay, near these two body, and the same charge will be created at the far object, and the opposite charge will created in the near object. So finally, when we separate these two uncharged body, they get charged. One, I mean the near object, I mean the object which is near to the charged body will acquire the opposite charge, and the object which is at far to the charged body get the same charge. So another method of charging is called the friction. Friction means, I already told you, when you rub two things, then they will get charged. Okay, here I rub a polythene rod with the woolen cloth, and you can find that polythene rod will acquire negative charge and the woolen cloth will get positive charge. So before rubbing, they look like this, they are called neutral, but after rubbing they get charged. I means one like polythene rod get negative charge and woolen cloth get positive charge. Okay. And one more charging method is that is conduction method. Conduction method, when you bring close contact of a charged body with an uncharged body, then the charge from charged body get transferred to the uncharged body. Understand what I am talking? In the conduction method, you have to bring an uncharged body and charged body with close contact to each other. Then the charge will transform from charged body to uncharged body, and then uncharged body became charged body. Okay, so this all is about some brief introduction to the static electric field. Thank you.